Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 10. The ladies are finally back in Potomac. No more Miami. I'm really glad because it's just refreshing now. We're back to the ladies' natural habitat. I hope it's not a problem that I use that analogy. Anyway, we go through a little montage where all the ladies are doing, and now we're with the Green Eyed Bandits doing their podcast, and Giselle is telling us how successful it is. And I'm shocked. Like, who in the chat are listening to Reasonably Shady? Because it just seems reasonably basic. They got 1 million listens. They were nominated for an NAACP Image Award. I'm gonna be like Alex for once and say that Pop Rose should be nominated before them. They're also getting ready to go on tour for this basic podcast. Robin, I liked this wig at first and now I hate it. So now the two of them talking about the last night in Miami that Giselle did not go on, and this is like the drunken night that we saw at the very end of the last episode where Robin and Wendy were actually getting along. And of course, Robin is singing a different tune, mocking Wendy, saying, "Robin, I love you so much." She's saying that Wendy was the one that was kind of all on her about it. I don't know why Wendy, as well as Candace, keep setting themselves up like this to try to get in these ladies' good graces when they only gonna stab your ass in the back. Speaking of Candace, Robin tells Giselle that she's planning to meet up with her to talk out their differences because they definitely ended Miami on an explosive note. Robin says Candace is mostly mad at her for bringing that portable speaker to the dinner, and of course Giselle gonna say she don't have a right to be mad about that. I mean, she did say all that on her Instagram, but they keep omitting the fact that she was actually complimenting Robin on that same Instagram live. Next scene, we're with Candace and Chris, and she's planning a backyard party to celebrate her degree that she got from Howard University. It's her second degree. She got a master's in business administration. Congrats to her. I'm hoping she can use this degree to further her career in something besides singing. We then cut to her confessional, and she's saying Karen is coming to this event, and she realized that she owes her an apology, and she realized that she said what she said about Karen to Ashley. She had to be reminded by a producer. So, see y'all, she's admitting that she's at fault. I know y'all Candace stands was trying to come to bat for her. Oh, Ashley was the one that brought it up in the first place. It don't matter. Ashley baited her, and Candace took the bait. So she's wrong. Later on, Candace informs Chris that she missed her period and she may possibly be pregnant. Now, considering we're in present day now, we know that's not the case, unfortunately. I'm really curious to know what's going to happen first. Robin and Juan getting married or Candace getting pregnant? Speaking of which, I'm wondering, would this be Chris' third child or fourth child? Y'all let me know in the comments. Next scene, we're with the Grande Dame. She's being visited by her friend and former assistant, Matt, the white guy who was in the earlier seasons. I'm guessing he still works for her. They still have a relationship. She says she's known him since he was 17. Anyway, they're talking about her live show that's coming up, and producers are asking her what gave her the idea to do a live show. And Shady Production is trying to imply that Karen stole the idea from the Green Eyed Bandits. But Karen says in her confessional that she got the idea from her friendship with Wendy Williams. Now, I've actually been to Karen's live show, if you follow me on Instagram or Patreon. I actually had a good time. She had a musical guest. It was Crystal Waters. I think she did like 3 songs, and then she had Kennedy Davenport from RuPaul's Drag Race perform. That was good. And Karen was there. She was doing a Q&A. The only thing that was kind of whack was the little panel that she had. I think she needs to change that because it was a little whack. But yeah, I had a good time. And did I go for free? Yeah, I went for free, y'all. So I didn't pay for it. But I think it would be worth the admission. I wouldn't pay over $45 for it. So she's going over the logistics with her assistant. It's kind of going on and on. She also acknowledges that Giselle and Robin are doing a live show, and she's throwing some shade as well as her assistant. But Karen looks like she has a little pattern of stealing people's ideas, because I think last season she took Wendy's idea of doing candles, and now this season they're implying that she took the Green Eyed Bandits idea for doing a live show. Next scene, we're with Wendy. She's coming from the airport. She's being picked up by her husband, and they're just talking to each other on their ride home. Wendy's just letting us know why she was in Chicago. She was like a keynote speaker for an event. I love her and her husband together, but her solo scenes are not that entertaining. Is it just me? Yeah, that was quite the filler scene. Next we're with Robin meeting up with Candace for lunch. I'm assuming to talk out their differences, because they haven't seen each other since Miami. Now y'all know I don't care for Candace, but I'm loving this outfit she got on. I love the Aaliyah shirt. So they're face to face, and surprisingly, the immediate reaction between the two of them is supportive and warm because Robin is still a little bit upset because of what's happening in her personal life. So she tells us that her friend, her hairdresser, who's been her friend for 16 years, she lost her sister and her brother-in-law in a car accident. And, they had a little quick cry session right now because Robin was talking about it. And you know what? That scene was very genuine. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, why they crying already? But, I get it. And it kind of triggered my grief just a little bit. I had to edit this out a little bit because I just know that feeling. Because anytime I talk about my cousin, it gets me. So it's nice they can put their differences to the side just for a second, and Candace can just check up on Robin and just see how she's doing. I appreciated that. A little afterwards, we find out that this meeting between the two of them was facilitated by Robin, that she texted Candace first and said, hey, I think we should meet up. I didn't like how we left off. And she said she considers Candace like a little sister. This is completely opposite of Wendy. I don't think she even cares about her friendship with Wendy, but she does care about her relationship with Candace. Now, these set of tears from Candace regarding her and Robin's friendship, I admit, is a little eye-rolling. Of course, she says she's hurt by what Robin did and wondering how come she just couldn't talk to her one-on-one. Candace really be wanting a one-on-one from everybody, huh? She don't want nothing talked about in front of the group. Of course, in this moment, Robin reminds Candace that she had her back with the whole Giselle and Chris thing. So then she says when Candace questioned her loyalty, she just thought that was wrong. It looks like Candace really isn't holding Robin's feet to the fire on this. I mean, she was so against Robin doing this, and now the energy is just so different now. I mean, if they both want to move on, fine, but Candace, remember, you setting yourself up for this if Robin backstab you again. Lord, Candace crying again? Okay, so they end the conversation on a cry too. So next scene, we're with Lioness Mia, and she's opening a new location of the joint. She's giving us a background of the businesses. Allegedly, her and G own 14 locations, and they get royalties off 8. I don't understand that, and I ain't trying to. And also, much like Wendy, Mia's solo scenes are very boring. She says that this location is very special to her because I think it's in the main DC area. Ooh, production is shady with the questions. They just asked Mia, how do you guys fund these locations? Mia says that they bring partners on to help fund it, so it's not all Gordon's money that's funding it. So then we see Karen arrive to show support for Mia. This event is a little bare. Hardly anyone is there. I'm counting maybe under 10 people at this event. Oh, and here go Mia representative. I know she was gonna be there. Next scene, we're with Ashley, and she's visiting her aunt and uncle, and she's talking about Michael to them. Also, so far, we're 30 minutes into this episode, and not much has happened. This is kind of giving filler, but they gave us 3 straight weeks of fire, so not every episode has to be explosive. So she's telling about her argument with Michael over the kids. I'm assuming Michael won't be in this season at all, and I don't mind that. She's talking about the separation process, and she's moved to tears right now because I'm guessing reality is setting in that she has 2 kids that she's primarily responsible for. I really feel for Ashley in this moment because this was very genuine. A lot of tears this episode. Y'all noticed that? Aw, so Ashley's saying that she's really scared, and her aunt is just trying to comfort her, saying that you're not alone. You have the family to help you. Wow, this is definitely a real cry from Ashley. Y'all see those veins on the side of her forehead? She ain't acting. So next scene, we're with Candace, and we're treated to a special appearance by her mom, Dorothy. I love me some Dorothy. She is hilarious. I love how she be checking Candace and playing her ass. It looks like they're getting along. They're just talking about the possibility of Candace being pregnant. Now, you'll hear I've been talking about solo scenes. I will say, surprisingly, Candace's solo scenes are actually interesting, especially when they're with Chris or her mom. Next scene, we're at Giselle's twin daughter's 16th birthday celebration. They're dressed so cute and nice, as well as their mother. I am shocked. Wow, and in this scene we have a guest appearance from Jamal Bryant. Is Jamal coming? He is this time. I will say that Giselle's most endearing moments is just seeing her be a mom. Like, she loved those girls, and she is a great mom. Like, that is Giselle's only redeeming quality on this show. I will give her that. So it looks like Giselle's having a little separate dinner in the other room with the adults. And the only cast members she invited to this are Robin, of course, Ashley, and Charisse. So it looks like not much drama is going on at this birthday event. We see Giselle giving her little speech for her daughters. Again, her only redeeming quality. And that's it. Next scene we're with Candace, and it's the day of her backyard celebration for her degree. Oh, and that is why I love Miss Dorothy. So they're in the backyard and they see a snake there. Miss Dorothy says, "Oh, I didn't know Giselle was coming. I thought you said she wasn't coming." And then messy ass production puts Giselle's name under the snake. They ain't shit. I mean, she ain't lying. So guests are arriving, and I'm sure Candace only invited the portion of the cast that she fucks with. So that means Giselle won't be coming, Ashley, or Mia. Karen is the first to arrive, and we see her greeting Miss Dorothy. I feel like Dorothy and Karen are like the same age. I need to go check that. Candace comes downstairs, and she's dressed like a bridesmaid. I don't know, I don't like it. Also, why is Chris dressed so damn casual? It's just like a white t-shirt and some shorts. Like he dressed like the help or something, like he about to go garden or something. Candace lets us know in her confessional that the relationship between her husband and her mom are on good terms ever since the reunion. Oh my God, Robin! Rob! Seriously? So we see her pull up to the party and she is dressed like she about to do some laundry. Like her hair just like tied back. She wearing like a short set. I don't know, like a big black shirt. What is this? Like she is just as casual as Chris. Did she know this was gonna be like filmed? Black Spanx in an oversized black shirt. Okay, so out of all the ladies that arrived, Wendy is best dressed. This yellow looks amazing on her. Wendy definitely knows the colors that look great on her. That was cute. Wendy's in her confessional. She's just congratulating Candace on her second degree. She says it's not 4, but congratulations on 2. Yeah, I like Wendy a lot when she's just filming with the other ladies. On her own, fast forward. Side note, I wonder if a scholar's at this party. I'd be really surprised if she wasn't. Did any of y'all spot her at this event? So then we cut to Candace's confessional. She says she took a pregnancy test and unfortunately it was negative. I'ma call it, like next season or next year, Candace is getting pregnant. That's gonna be her main storyline on here. She's guaranteed for at least 2 or 3 more seasons, so she's here to stay, whether I like it or not. So a little later on, we're with Karen and Robin, and Karen asks her, when is the wedding? And Robin is just taking a minute to answer, to come up with a lie, and she says she thinks she's having an intimate wedding, just the 4 of us. No one's invited. Cut to Karen's confessional. She's being shady as fuck, saying, oh, so now it's an intimate wedding with no guests. Ain't no wedding happening, y'all. Karen keeps going and saying, hey, I'ma mind my business if you just say, hey, me and Juan don't want to get married. Like, that's just not for us. We like what we got as it is. So then Wendy sits down to join the ladies, and that's Karen's cue to let the 2 of them talk. So now it's just Wendy and Robin one-on-one. It's a weird, awkward energy right now, but the 2 of them are being cordial, talking to one another. Oh, of course this is initiated by Wendy, and she's telling Robin that she misses their friendship. I think this is one-sided on Wendy's end. Robin don't give a fuck about Wendy. You saw the difference between her meeting with Candace. Like, she initiated that meeting with Candace. So Robin's question to Wendy is, why you wait to resolve this situation when no one is around? Why can you do that in front of the group? Because in front of the group, like, it's like a debate with you. Wendy said it was brought on by liquid courage, and in that moment, she just didn't want to lose what they had. And again, it's just given real one-sided. And Wendy doesn't owe Robin nan apology, in my opinion. So Wendy apologizes to Robin, and she tries to pull an apology out of Robin because it looked like she don't want to apologize, but Robin obliges, and it looks like they're on good terms for now. But we all saw on Wendy's social media recently that she reposted this scene and said that didn't last long. So So much for that. After Robin apologizes, Wendy goes in for a hug. Cringe. Cringe. So a little later, we see Candace take Karen to the side to take ownership of her talking shit behind her back and spreading rumors. She tells Karen that she admits that she said it and she apologizes. She says, my bad. And Karen don't really seem mad about it, so she accepts Candace's apology and she appreciates her for owning up to what she said. We cut to Karen's confessional and she says she's appreciative that Candace owned it, but she's not going to forget it. So then we cut to an interesting scene of Ray talking to Chris about his situation with Giselle. He tells Chris that it really don't have nothing to do with Candace, but more so you and Giselle. And he's asking Chris, like, how come you can't just, apologize to her? And Chris is taken aback by this. Because in his mind, him apologizing to Giselle is an admission of guilt, and he feels like he didn't do anything wrong. Ray thinks that Chris should just take the high road and just give her the apology. And, I could see Ray's point too. Like, you could just squash it and just say, I'm sorry if you felt uncomfortable. That's it. And the drama is gone. But Chris don't see it that way. And Candace definitely don't either. We then cut to Chris and Candace in one confessional, and Candace does bring up a good point. She said if Chris does apologize, who knows what Giselle might try to say next. Chris and Ray's chat is then cut short. We see Candace giving a little speech to her guests. Then we see Chris peek into the room and goes right back into the other direction. He said there's too many fucking people in here. It looks like he's pissed from his conversation with Ray. We get back to Candace's speech, and of course she cries again in this episode. I think she's cried maybe 3 or 4 times in one episode. The party then continues, and we see Chris outside smoking a cigar, and he is pissed, and that is where the episode ends. This was a decent, light episode. Not too much to talk about, but it was definitely filler. And, not every episode has to be an explosive one. I didn't mind this. I thought this was okay. I was entertained. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.